You think you know the dark? You think it's just an absence of light, an empty space where things cease to be visible. You're wrong. The dark is a substance. It's a liquid, a solid, a living thing, and it has tenants. I learned that last Friday in my own home during a blackout that should have been nothing more than an inconvenience. My name is Mark, and I'm the only one left to tell this story. I'm posting this here because I need you to believe me. I need you to understand the rule. Never, ever close your eyes for more than 3 seconds in a completely dark room. It was my friend Liam's idea. A blackout party. The power grid in our neighborhood was scheduled for maintenance from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Instead of complaining, Liam, ever the thrill seeker, decided we should lean into it. It'll be like when we were kids, Mark. He said, we'll tell scary stories, play games. It'll be a blast. The group was me, Liam, his girlfriend Chloe, and our friends Sarah and Jake. We gathered at my place, a decent-sized house with a slightly creepy, but usually charming, basement. The lights cut out precisely at 10. We lit candles, and the atmosphere was cozy, almost romantic. We told stories, we laughed. Then Liam, being Liam, suggested a game. Let's play hide and seek in the dark. The rules were simple. One seeker with a candle counts to 60 in the basement. The rest of us hide upstairs in the pitch black. The seeker then has to find everyone and tag them, using only the single candle for light. It sounded stupid fun. I should have said no. I'll regret that for the rest of my life, however short that may be. Jake was the first seeker. We heard his muffled counting from the basement stairs. 58, 59, 60. Ready or not, here I come. The creak of the basement door was the last familiar sound. The 4 of us, me, Liam, Chloe, and Sarah, scattered through the upstairs in the absolute suffocating blackness. I hid in my walk-in closet, squeezing behind a row of winter coats. The darkness was so complete it felt heavy, a blanket smothering my senses. I held my breath, listening for Jake's footsteps. That's when I heard the first whisper. It wasn't from downstairs. It was right next to my ear, inside the closet with me. A dry, papery sound, like chalk dragging across a slate. You still blame yourself for your dog, don't you, Mark? It whispered. A cold dread, sharper than any fear I'd ever known, seized my heart. How could it know about Buster? I'd hit him with my car when I was 17. A secret, shameful grief I'd never shared with anyone. My eyes, wide with terror, started to sting from not blinking. I fought to keep them open. Then, a scream tore through the house. It was Sarah from the guest bedroom. It was cut off with a wet final crunch. Panic erupted. I heard Liam burst out of his hiding spot, yelling, "Sarah? Jake, this isn't funny." I stumbled out of the closet, blind in the dark, my heart trying to beat its way out of my chest. I could hear Chloe sobbing nearby. "Liam, I'm scared," she whimpered. There's something in here with us." A faint, flickering light appeared at the end of the hall. Jake, with his candle. "Guys, stop messing around," he called, his voice trembling. The candlelight illuminated just a small pool around him, and that's when we saw it. On the wall behind Jake, a door had been drawn. It wasn't there before. It was a crude, childlike outline sketched in a stark, powdery white substance. As we watched, horrified, the drawn doorknob turned. The door swung inwards, not into the hallway, but into the wall itself, revealing an impossible, infinite blackness behind the plaster and paint. And standing in that doorway was the thing. It was impossibly tall, its head scraping the 8-foot ceiling. Its body was a skeletal frame, but its skin was a shifting, powdery white, like a corpse dusted in chalk. Flakes of it drifted to the floor as it moved. It had no eyes, just deep, empty black sockets that seemed to suck the very light from Jake's candle. Its mouth was a wide, grotesque gash stretching across its lower face, lined with jagged black teeth that looked like shards of slate. Jake stood frozen, paralyzed by the sight. The thing, the chalk man, took a single silent step forward. It didn't walk. It glided. It raised one of its hands. Its fingers were long, bone-white, and sharpened to points. It didn't touch Jake. Instead, it slowly, deliberately, dragged its fingertip down the wall beside Jake's head, leaving a fresh, white line. It was drawing another door. Liam, screaming a raw, primal scream, charged down the hall. The chalk man's head didn't turn, but its gaping maw seemed to widen into a smile. As Liam got within feet of it, the creature simply pointed a finger at him. Liam froze in mid-stride, his eyes wide with a terror I cannot describe. The chalk man leaned forward and whispered something into Liam's ear. I saw my friend's face collapse. All the fight, all the life, drained out of him in an instant. It knew one of his secrets. The thing knew his deepest shame. The chalk man then gently placed its hand on Liam's chest and pushed. Liam didn't fall backwards. He fell sideways through the newly drawn door on the wall, vanishing into the blackness. The door slammed shut and faded away, leaving only unblemished wallpaper. Chloe was hyperventilating, on the verge of passing out. Don't close your eyes. I screamed at her. Whatever you do, don't blink for too long. But the terror was too much. She squeezed her eyes shut, sobbing. The moment her eyelids sealed for more than 3 seconds, the chalk man was just there. It was directly in front of her. It didn't move through space. It simply ceased to be in one place and was in another. It wrapped its powdery arms around her in a mockery of an embrace, and then stepped backwards, through a door that appeared on the floor, dragging her gown with it. Her screams faded into depths I can't comprehend. It was just me and Jake now. He was still holding the candle, his hand shaking so violently wax was splattering everywhere. The chalk man turned its empty gaze towards us. I could feel it rifling through my mind, looking for my secrets, my shamus. It found the one about my college cheating scandal. It found my hidden jealousy of Liam. It savored them. It started to raise its finger to draw our door. And then, as if by a divine miracle, the power came back on. The hallway was flooded with blinding electric light. The chalk man recoiled as if struck. It let out a soundless hiss, its form seeming to waver and become less solid in the glare. It fixed its hollow gaze on me one last time, and then simply stepped backwards, melting into the wall and leaving no trace, not even a smudge of chalk. Jake and I stood there, trembling, surrounded by the eerie normalcy of my lit home. We called the police. Of course we did. They found nothing. No signs of a struggle, no forced entry, no bodies. They think it was a drug-induced hysteria, a shared psychosis. Jake is in a psychiatric ward now, catatonic. He can't speak. He just stares at the walls, flinching every time the lights flicker. But I know the truth. The chalk man is real. It lives in the absolute dark, and it feeds on our hidden shamus. It doesn't just kill you. It archives you. It files you away in its labyrinth behind the walls. The blackout is over, but the dark is forever. And now, every time I'm in a dark room, every time I have to blink, I feel it waiting. It knows my name. It knows my secrets. And I know, with a certainty that chills my soul, that it's just waiting for the lights to go out again. So please, listen to me. If you find yourself in the perfect dark, no matter how tired you are, no matter how scared, keep your eyes open. Because if you don't, you will feel the chalk dust falling on your skin right before it pulls you into the wall. And you'll be the next legend nobody believes. If you've made it this far, learn from my hell. Share this. Let people know the dark is not empty. It is occupied. And it is always watching. Thanks for listening. If you believe me, hit that subscribe button. You need to know if I ever post an update.